What is the best trading strategy? Hey guys, this is John Howell here. And some people ask me, John, what is the best trading strategy when trading the markets? And so what I want to do right now is I'm actually going to play what you're about to see right now is a replay of a live training that I did, walking you through what I personally believe is the best trading strategy. So if you got the question on your mind, what is the best trading strategy? Then I'm going to answer that question for you from my perspective. I've been trading the markets now for 19 years. And what you're about to see right now is a very simple trading strategy, but I believe it is the best trading strategy out there that you can apply to any market in any time frame. And in fact, here's the testimonial from what you're about to see from using this trading strategy. He said he had placed 13 trades, had 11 wins, 1 loss, 1 break even, 92.3% success rate. My count is up 100%. Wow, finding it difficult to contain myself. Now, I'm not going to guarantee you're going to get that results, right? Trading is hard. We know trading is really difficult, right? But if you ask them the question, what is the best trading strategy? Then you're about to see a replay of a live training to actually help you with that. So if you like this training, guys, make sure you click on that very first thing in the description and grab that free complete trading course. It's about 8 videos long, about 4 or 5 hours long in total. Very first thing in the description there. Click on that there, guys. Enjoy this replay of a training that I did recently to help you become a much, much better trader. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. That's what actually leads me into the highest probability trading system on the planet. Give me a yes in the chat box if you're excited for this. Are you looking for this? Are you excited about this? Are you excited? Have you got your pens? Have you got your papers? Have you got everything shut down? Because I'm going to walk you through step by step of this trading system, the foundations of this trading system, so we can get moving. So we can get moving forward straight away. Are you excited? Are you ready for this? All right, fantastic. Grab your pens, grab your paper, because I'm going to walk you through step by step, okay? Now, I'm going to walk you through the bullish example first, and then I'll walk you through the bearish example, okay? Now, the bullish example, which means it's an up, right? We want to benefit from the market going up. This is what we're looking for, right? We're looking for some sort of a trend. So we'll see that arrow, see that little bit through there, right? That little bit through there is the trend. And so the trend's been going up. And then what we do is we get a long extended, right? We get an extended period of small candles or small bars, okay? Now, how many? I'll talk about that later on, but you do need to know exactly how many, because if you have too small, if you only have only a few small candles, well, that's not going to work, right? We need a long extended period of sideways small bars, and then we need a breakaway bar, right? What we call a bar that stands out. Are you with me so far? Does this make sense? So we just need think about it we just need a long extended period of sideways movement of small bars or small candles, and then we need a bar that stands out. With me so far? All right, fantastic. And then we need to make sure that the market's making a higher low. So we have a low, and then it's this low here, and then we have a higher low. But let's actually just keep it simple here for this training, okay? Forget the trend analysis first. Let's just focus on, does the market have, because I really want to keep it simple for you, right? Because what I'm about to teach you here really is like majority of the system here, okay? All you have to ask yourself is, do we have an extended period of sideways, small bars, small candles? And do we have a bar that stands out, right? In that direction. And then all we're after is this here. This here is what we call the 52 moving average. Is the 52 moving average pointing in, is the moving average pointing up or in the direction of the trend, right? So it really comes back down to, let's just keep it down to 3 simple rules, right? 3 simple rules is, do we have a long extended period of small candles or small bars? Yes. Do we have a breakaway bar that's going up, that's breaking away, that stands out, that's a breakaway bar, that stands out? Yes. And do we have a moving average pointing up? Yes. So who would actually like me to walk you through real life examples of what this looks like on the charts? Give me a yes. All right, fantastic. You ready for this? All right, fantastic. Let's get straight into this. Here's again, I'm going to walk you through all different types of forex market, stock market, futures market. It doesn't matter what market, right? It doesn't matter what market or time frame you're looking at. This works on every single market. Now, right here, do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a bar that stands out? Yes. And is my blue moving average trending up? Is it going up? Yes. And look what happened. Beautiful, beautiful, right? It went sideways for a few small candles, and then it went up. What chart was this? This was actually a 2-minute chart, right? A 2-minute chart. It was just one of the examples. Later on, I'll show you a lot more examples here, but it was actually a 2-minute chart. Let's move on here. Let's start with this here. This is now a 1-hour chart. Do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes or no? Yes. Do we have a bar that stands out? Is it breaking above and it's standing out? Yes. And do we have the moving average? That blue moving average, is it pointing and trending up? Yes. And look what happened. Ran up, you would have managed it in a beautiful trade. Move on to the next one. Look at this here. Do we have a long extended period of sideways? Now that's the key here. It's long and it's extended. Do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles and a bar that stands out? Yes. All right, fantastic. And is the blue moving average, is that trending up? Not just pointing up, but is the overall trend going up? Yes, fantastic. Well, that's exactly what happened there, right? To the left is what happened as of the entry. To the right, guess what this is? This is a weekly stock chart, all right? Now we're going to go to the Nasdaq 2-minute chart, right? It's the same thing. Doesn't matter what market you're looking at. That's what's so exciting about this, right? It's like we just went through a Forex market, then an hourly chart, and then the stock chart. Now we're going to a Nasdaq 2-minute chart. Look at this here. Do we have a long extended period of small candles? Yes. Do we have a breakaway candle that's breaking away from that? Yes, a candle that stands out. Yeah. And do we have the moving average trending up? Yeah. Right? There's the breakaway bar, and look what happened. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Now, I'm teaching you the foundations of the systems here, right? Later on, I'll teach you how to actually maximize the profit, how to actually, where to actually get out, how to actually maximize your profit by, moving up your stop and as the market's going up, so you can maximize your profit, minimize your loss. I'll talk about that a bit later on, okay? But I'm just trying to teach you the foundations of getting in, right? Because once you get in, that's probably 80% of where most people get in, right? They don't get in at the right time. All right, fantastic. Who wants me to teach you? Who wants some more examples? You want to see more examples? All right, fantastic. I'm excited. Are you excited for this? Drink some water here for you guys. All right, fantastic. So, what do we have here? Do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a candle that stands out? Yes. And do we have the moving average trending up? Yes. And look what happened. Beautiful, beautiful, nice upward trend there, right? Look at this here. Let's just walk through another example. Do we have a sideways small candles? Yes. Do we actually have a breakaway candle that's breaking away to the upside? Yes. And do we have the moving average trending up? Yes. And look what happened. Just a beautiful, nice move up. Let's walk you through another example. Do we have a sideways? Do you see how it's the exact same thing, right? Do we have a sideways, an extended period of sideways with small candles? Yes. Do we have a breakaway candle that's breaking up, that's standing out? Yes. And do we have the what? And do we have the moving average trending up? Yes. And look what happened. Beautiful. Just a really, really, really nice trade. Do you want to see more examples? Because this is what it really takes, right? If you're serious about doing this really well, it just sticking to these rules. And this is how simple it can be. Just waiting for this. Oh, excuse me. Right? Do we have a period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a breakaway candle? Yes. Right? Yes. And that's exactly what happened. I was going to say, do you see the moving average, right? The moving average is slowly trending up as well. And look at that, big move up. So there we go, right? I could walk you through dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of more examples of the bullish setup. But can you see how it really is that simple? What is it? It's just, do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a big breakaway candle that's breaking to the upside? Yes. And do we have the overall moving average trending up? Yes. Right? And there we go. Now, who wants me to teach you the bearish side, right? So I just taught you the bullish side. Who wants me to teach you the bearish side? All right, fantastic. So the overall thing is that we've got a bit of a trend coming down, and then we have what? Same thing, right? We just have a long extended period of same thing, right? A long extended period of sideways small candles, but then we need a breakaway candle or breakaway bar to the downside that stands out. So we need a long extended period of small candles, and then a candle that stands out. All right, and then what do we need? We need the 52 moving average trending down this time. All right, with me so far? So we have a long extended, not just a few small candles, a long extended period, a long extended period of small candles. Now, I know some people are saying, how many candles do you need? I'll talk about that because there is a way to qualify how much, because sometimes you don't have, even if we do have a quite amount there, we do need a certain amount of sideways small candles for it to be a good trade. I'll talk about that a bit later on, how to qualify that to be right. But I'm just trying to keep it really simple here, right? If you can get this concept, you are literally 80% there, right? You really are. Because, and it's not like I'm keeping secret sauce, right? That's it there, right? So do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles and a candle that stands out? Yes, right? So let's actually go through here. Do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a breakaway candle that's breaking to the downside? Yes. And do we have the moving average trending down? Yes, right? And that's what happened. Look at that big, beautiful trade. Move on to the next trade, right? That one there was, I forget exactly what that was. This one here was a stock trade. Do we have is that a very, very, very long extended period of sideways small candles? Yeah, right? And then we had a nice move down for about a week there off this trade here. Move on this one here. Now let's go back to the Forex market. This is back to the 2-minute chart. Do we have a long extended period of sideways small candles? Yes, right? And do we have a breakaway candle? Yes. And is the moving average trending down? The blue moving average, that is. Yeah, right? And look at that there. Your entry there and a beautiful run on through there. Let's go on through here. Do we have an extended period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a candle that stands out? Yes. And do we have the blue moving average trending down? Yes. And look what happened there. Just a beautiful, beautiful run on there. Do you want to see more examples, right? This is just example after example after example after example I can show you, right? Do we have a sideways small candles here? Extended period of sideways? Yes. Do we have a candle that stands out to the downside? Yes. And do we have the moving average trending down? Yes. Right? And there we go. Just a beautiful move down here. Who wants to see more examples? Do we have you want to see more examples? Right? And what I'm trying to share with you here is that if you just stick to a system like this, which is the highest probability trading system on the planet, by the way, you can do well. Some are going to be small profits and some are going to be home runs. But here we go again. Do we have a period of sideways small candles? Yes. Do we have a candle that stands out? Yes. And then the market, what? Runs on. Right? Let's actually talk about this here. Now, all those trade examples, as I was walking through those trade examples with you just there, as you can see, right, some of them were on the stock daily charts. Some of them were 15-minute stock market charts. Some of the trades there were Forex 2 and 5-minute charts. And some of them were hourly silver and gold charts. Now, why am I telling you that? Is because so many people have this biggest myth, and I thought, well, I have this Forex trading system, and I have this stock trading system, or I have this intraday trading system, or I have this trading system. And as you can see, right, that this system here is so simple but so powerful that it doesn't matter what time frame or what market you're looking at, it works, right? It is so powerful. Are you enjoying this? Are you liking this? Are you starting to see how you too can start to do this, right? Can you see how it really comes back down to extended period of sideways small candles and a breakaway bar and the moving average trending your direction, right? And then yes, again, what I'm talking about here is the foundation of looking for a really high quality trade. Can you see how if you just removed all this garbage that you too can do this? I'm getting thirsty here because I'm going through this pretty quickly. All right, fantastic. All right, so are you enjoying this so far? All right, fantastic. So as you can see, right, like my journey came from thinking I needed to know it all to throwing in everything that I thought I needed to know all and just focusing on this one pattern. And the more that I just stick to this one system, the more I know I'm just going to kick butt. It really is that simple, right? It's like trading can be quite simple. And some of you are thinking that, yeah, right, whatever. Like, no, the problem with you, like, what is the problem with this system here? Your ability to be able to be disciplined and patient. Disciplined to only taking that setup and patient and waiting for that setup. And that's where, if you can work on that, you can crush it. Why? Because I originally learned this system from my multiple 7-figure trader. All right. So what ended up happening was when I started to learn this system, man, I started trading like a madman. I was trading stocks, options, Forex, futures, 12 to 16 hours per day. I was trading options on the stock market, on the Australian stock market, on the American stock market. I was trading the forex market. I was trading the futures as well too. Even the S&P was my baby in a sense. And my income went up to almost $500,000 a year, and it was absolutely incredible. Now let me ask you a question. Do you think that's incredible? Do you think just be able to sit in front of a screen? I had 7 screens at that time, by the way. Crazy. But do you think that's incredible? Earning up to almost $500,000 a year. Now I was starting with a small trading account, by the way, as well too. I didn't start with a big trading account. And so that actually grew and grew and grew as I grew my trading account. But would you like to be in that situation where where you're trading like a madman, trading 12 to 16 hours per day, and potentially making up to $500,000 per year, which is around $40,000 a month? Pretty incredible, right? Pretty incredible. Now, I'm not saying you're going to do that, by the way, and I don't recommend you trading 12 to 16 hours per day. Why? Because it led to me having a big nervous breakdown. So I spent all this time trying to figure out how to get ahead in the markets. And then after a period of about a 6 month period of first 3 months figuring it out and the next 6 months trading more, I started going like a madman. But as you can see to the left, right, that's it's a picture of me and my son. I got overweight. And then I pushed myself so hard because I was after all I cared about was making money. I want to trade because I knew all I needed to do is just sit in front of the screen and wait for this chart, right? It's 7 screens looking at the 1 minute charts, the 2 minute charts, 5 minute charts, 15, 16 daily, you name it, right? I was all over this. I was looking at all these different markets. And then as you can see there, right, 2009, I ended up getting cancer. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't eating my veggies. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't getting my proper sleep. I wasn't drinking enough water. I wasn't taking care of myself. And amongst all of that, I had all this money coming through, but I was miserable. I was fighting with my wife at the time so much because I wasn't spending time with her. I wasn't spending time with my newborn son at that time. And I knew something had to change. I was like, man, this is crazy. Now, thankfully, since then, I've changed a few things, and I'll talk about what actually changed for me. Now, as you can see here, right, I actually went from getting fat to getting ripped right up. As you can see here, to 2009 to actually that's a few years older. But as you can see, right, like look at me to the left, 2009, and then as you can see, right, today well, that's a few years older, right? But look at my face on the photo to the right. Look how much younger I look there. Right, I really started to take care of myself, and now this is me and my family. I have 3 kids, and you can see my beautiful daughter there, Bianca, and then I had two amazing sons there. Now the reason why I'm bringing this up for you, right, because I focused so much on the money there, but I just everything was out of control. And so if you're just focusing on the money, and now yes, money is a big part of it, man, you can be so miserable after a while. It's like, man, is this all life's all about? So something had to change, and that's the next slide there, right? Something had to change. Now, would you like me to share with you exactly what I did to change that so I can start trading small amounts of time, but still get the same effect or the same potential reward? Would you like me to share that with you? All right, fantastic. See, this all came from pain, right? I originally first started trading. I had pain of losing money. And then I had pain of it wasn't losing money. I was making good money, but then I started becoming miserable because everything else around me was falling apart. Now, that leads me into secret number 3 here. How to find amazing trades every week that can achieve up to a 90% success rate in less than 1 hour per day. Who would like me to share with you with that? Who would like me to share that with you? Are you ready for this? Are you excited for this? Yeah? All right, fantastic. Now, here's the thing. I want to start off with this by saying this, okay? If you, I figured out a way of how to actually trade the markets, look for potential trades, have my trading done less than an hour per day, but also still get a really good return on my money and on my trading with only trading that. So there's all these different markets out there you can trade, right? You can trade the futures market, you trade the forex market, you trade the stock market. So I went out there and I started hammer and tongue about every single thing I could do. And that's when I found out the secret sauce, so to speak. And the secret sauce was I figured out that this system works really well. And I knew the exact steps and so on and so forth I just needed the ability to be able to, you know, have plenty of opportunities every single day and then also have a machine, or what I call scans, scan the market to bring me back at least potentials. Does that make sense? So it's basically you scanning the whole market there. It's like you go into the American market, which I'll walk you through here. It's like you go into the American market and say, you know what? The top 2,000 stocks, I want to scan that every single day. And then the scan's going to bring me back the scanning code, and the scans are going to bring me back the potentials. So instead of looking at 3,000 stocks or 2,000 stocks for the day, I may look at maybe 10 on the bullish side and maybe 12 or 13 on the bearish side, because they're potentials. Make sense? And that's when everything started to click for me. Now, let me walk you through this. Now, here's the deal here, all right? Here's the deal. I subscribe to a software called TC2000. It's not my software, but me and my private clients, we subscribe to it, okay? Now, what I've done is I actually went to a programmer and I asked him to create some codes for me that's going to go out there and look for trades that potentially meet this here. The reason why I say potentially, because it's really, really, really hard and really difficult to be able to get this exactly the same, right? But we got it very, very, very close to what we're looking for. And then, so what I did is I actually went to a programmer and he created these secret codes for me, these scanning codes for me. And then what I did is I actually went to the TC2000 platform, which just trades the stock market. And then what I do then is and then I created scans. I created a scan for the bullish side, as we saw today, and I created for the scan for the bearish side. So as you can see here, right, to the left, this is just one day. To the left, this was all the potentials that came for the bullish side, and this is all the potentials came for the bearish side. And what my job is, now this actually scans 3,000 stocks, right? Because what I trade is, and as you can see down the bottom here, you can see this little graph down the bottom here. Well, that's actually what you call options. I'm not going to get too much into detail with it, but options are a derivative from the stock market. If you don't know what they are, it's very, very, very easy to teach you. I'll teach you a bit later on, but they're very, very, very easy to understand, okay? So that's the option table down there. Now, there's around 3,000 stocks, roughly 2,000 to 3,000 stocks on the American market, that can trade options. So what my scans do, what I've set up the scanning, and again, I'll teach you all this later on, but I've set up the scans to go scan 2,000 to 3,000 stocks that have options on them that I can trade options, and then it spits back potentials. So instead of me going through 2,000 or 3,000 stocks, I go through a list of, say, maybe 10 or 12 or 13 potentials and see if any of those meet my exact rules that I look for, and I go through a checklist as well too. And that meet my exact rules. Does that make sense? So I'm just going out there, and it's saving me time. And same for the bearish side. And then I'm just going through all the list on the bearish side, and then I'm seeing out of the potentials, does any of these potentials meet my exact trade? So as you can see here, right, on the charts right now, what do we have here, right? We have a what? We have a what? We have a sideways extended small bars. Do we have that? Yes. Do we have the moving average pointing down? Yes. And do we have a bar that stands out? Yes. Now, one of the best things, right, is that what I do is this, is I wait, for me personally, I get up and I trade the last hour of the US stock market. And really, it actually comes back down to even half an hour, right? It's really half an hour. That means 3:30 p.m. New York time, I'll open up the software, I'll run through my scans, because it literally only takes you 10 minutes, right? Because there's generally not a lot there. There might be maybe 20 on the bullish and maybe 20 on the bearish maximum, right? Maybe 30. But either way, it's only going to take you maximum of 10 to 20 minutes to go through those lists to see if there's any trades for that day. So you really can chunk it down to even half an hour. Now here's where it gets even better, right? I actually open up my platform, say 3 p.m. At the latest, it'll be 3:30 p.m. and I still have half an hour to do all my scanning. Thanks to the scanning codes, I can see if there's any trades for that day. So I look at the daily charts, I do my scans, and I get in on the daily chart. And as you can see, here was one of the trades here that happened just recently, right? What was this one? This was a daily chart. There we go there. There we go there. And as you can see down the bottom there, the option for this. So instead of trying to short the stock, I bought an option. Now again, if you don't know what options are, I can teach you this. But instead of shorting the stock, I bought the option for around $4. Now look what ended up happening afterwards. As the market fell, you can see, right, that you can see it was around $4 and it ran up to about $8 there. So it was actually a little bit less, around $3.50 exactly on the option there. But you can see the option, this option right here. Oh, excuse me. You can see how this option here, right? See how the option kept going up and up and up. So the whole thing went up. The whole thing here went up 150% in a week, right? 3 days later, it was up 100%. Which that's where for me personally, 2 or 3 days in and out, 100% return. Now, give me a yes in the chat box if you think that's quite incredible. And all I did, right, was just basically look at the market maybe 1 hour per day. I did my scans, I found the trade, I put the trade in. The very next day, guess what? 3 o'clock, open up the computer, or 3:30 p.m., open up the computer, see what happened with the trade. Okay, fantastic. No need to do anything. Let's go run some more scans and see if there's any more trades. All right, there's no trades for today. Let me just stay in this trade because there's no need to get out of it. Tomorrow come back, fantastic. The next day come back, all right, fantastic. I'm ready to get out now, 100% return. Now that 100% return, if you had 10 grand on that trade, that's $10,000 in a couple of days, and you only spent 1 hour. Are you getting this? Are you seeing this? Are you understanding this a little bit more, right? This is the power of using scans with an amazing, these the TC2000, but using the amazing scanning codes that I've got, which create that, to look for the potential trades, then using the power of options creates this scenario where you can only trade half an hour per day, because that's really what I do. Right? The first half an hour, I'm just looking at the different markets, looking at the indices. But when it comes down to me scanning the markets, looking at these lists, like, it doesn't take you too long, right? Because when you know exactly what you're looking for, you know yourself, right? Like, you know, with my private clients, you know yourself, right? Like, after maybe 1 or 2 months of looking at it, you know exactly what you're looking for. So you can go through a bunch of, say, 10 stocks in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes because you know exactly what you're looking for, right? Step by step by step. So it doesn't take you long. Are you seeing this? So by using the power of the software and the scanning codes and having thousands of potentials every single day, along with having options to give you that leverage there, oh my goodness. Are you seeing this? Are you getting this? Are you understanding this? All right, fantastic. So here was another great example. Do we have a long extended period of small candles here? Yes. Do we have a breakaway candle here? Yes. Do we have the moving average? It was pretty flat, right? But it was starting to point down through. You see how it was starting to slow the trend down? Yes. Now the option here was how much? Roughly around $10. In here, so literally half an hour before market closes, open up, looking at the software, fantastic. Here's the trade here, right? Fantastic. So here's the trade here. Enter here. You're entering at the close of this candle. You're entering, say, literally 5 minutes before the close or 2 minutes before the close. You're getting in. Fantastic. I bought the option here for $10. Fantastic. Close it down. Come back the next day. Come back the next day. And as you can see, there was the option. There was the breakaway bar. And the very next day, it went up almost 100. It actually went up to 100%, but it settled there at almost 90% return in 1 day. Once again, if that was a $10,000 trade, that's almost a $9,000 profit, and you only spent probably maybe 1 hour in a couple of days. Can you see this? Now, I'm showing you all this. I'm showing you all this amazing stuff, right? Are you liking this? Are you getting this? Right? That's the reason why you can do all your trading with less than 1 hour per day. Now, what is the bad thing about this? What is the thing that I'm not telling you? Right? Because everything seems really amazing here, right? And it is amazing. The thing is being patient, because sometimes you might not have a trade for the day. Sometimes you might go for a few weeks without trades. But I'm not here to give you crap trades. I'm here to give you trades that's going to give you a 90% win-loss ratio, so you can start to give you the confidence, and your account can start to slowly grow, so you can have the confidence one day to put on a $10,000 or $20,000 position, right? This one here, if that was a $20,000 position, we're talking at like $16,000, $17,000, maybe $18,000 profit. Can you see how big money can be made in a short period of time frame? But you just got to be able to wait for that. Make sense? So, are you excited about this? Are you seeing this? Right? And that's the downfall, is that you just got to make sure you're patient and just wait for the setups. And you are under no circumstance to trade at all until you see what I call an A quality setup. Are you seeing this? Are you getting this? Are you liking this? All right, fantastic, fantastic. So as I said before, that what I walked you through is that what I like to do as well too, okay? Now, with the system that I've just talked with you there, okay, that's a good foundation there. But you pick your time and the market you want to trade. If you want to trade like the way that I just shared with you, well, you use the scans and you trade the last hour. You look at the daily charts. You're getting in today and you're holding it from maybe next day, like that trade example a minute ago. You're out the next day, or maybe like the example, maybe like the previous example, which was this example here, right? Maybe you're going to be in it for 3 or 4 days, right? So you can use it as in just trade for the 1 hour per day, or what you can do as well too is that if you like to have more potentials, is you can actually trade using the scans instead of looking at the daily charts. Because remember, this works on every time frame, doesn't it? So you can actually use the same scans, but now we're scanning the 15-minute charts instead of the daily charts. So you can trade, if you want to trade maybe the first couple of hours and look for 15 where you're getting in and getting out with maybe a couple of hours, getting in and getting out that day. Or maybe it's the last few hours that you got to run the scans, look at the 15-minute charts and see what's happening there. 15-minute charts, maybe even the hourly charts as well too. Is this making sense so far? So I run the scans and I'm looking at daily charts for the setup I'm getting in today and holding it for a few candles or a few days, right? Short term and sometimes a bit longer. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what you also can do is you also can set up the scans. So if you like to be a bit more of an active trader, you can start to use the scans to look for the high probability setup so they can spit out those. But what you also can do is you can start to look at the 15-minute chart, which is potentially going to give you more and more examples, right? Or you know what? You actually just might like trading the Forex and futures market. You really love looking in front of the screens. You're one of these trading guys like I was, where you like sitting in front of the screen 5 or 6 hours a day, and you like looking at the Forex market, all the futures market and stuff like that, and you want to trade that. Fantastic. What you need to do is you need to take the system and you need to pick your time and trade the system 100% of the time. Make sense? So as you can see, right, like no matter what time frame, no matter what you're doing, that you can actually, you can do really, really well. But one thing I really love about the stock market is that it's got a lot of potentials there. You can have you trading them within a few hours. And thanks to the leverage of options, like some of my private clients are crushing. I'm going to share with you some real examples of my private clients. But, you know, just absolutely crushing it, literally within a few hours of, you know, one of my private clients, he just loves trading he loves trading the first few hours. You're going to absolutely love this. Are you getting this? Are you seeing this? Are you liking this so far? So as you can see, right, we walked through these 3 secrets. The first secret was all about, you don't need to know it all, right? You just need to focus on the 4 steps. The second secret was teaching you the setup there, teaching the foundations there, and the third secret is all about using scanning codes and software to make your job easier with options to make your potential reward, to make your reward much bigger. Now, obviously, the bigger the reward, the bigger the loss too, right? So with options there, you got to make sure that you're picking the right trade still, right? It's not the option that makes you money, it's you getting in at the right trade. Make sense? All right, fantastic. Are you liking this? Are you enjoying this so far? All right, fantastic, fantastic. So this is an example here of what we call a short-term trade, right? So this was actually on an hourly chart. Do we have a long extended period of small candles? We do, right? And do we have a candle that stands out? Yes, right? Enter there. It was an hourly chart. This was actually 2 hours before the market closed. This trade here was a beautiful trade. I caught it just in time. As you can see, right, this trade went from $1 to $7 in 1 hour. 700% return. Could you imagine that? That's like turning 10 grand into 70 grand in 1 hour, which meets the rules, right? What are we looking for? Extended period of sideways small candles and a candle that stands out. Pretty simple, right? Now, yes, there is a bit more to that to make sure you qualify for a really good trade. But as you can see, this is just an example of what we call like just another example for here, right? Now, let me walk you through this here, okay? Let me walk you through a theoretical case example of, instead of using big numbers like I've talked about in this session today, like $20,000 or $10,000, let's just say, for example, that, you know what, you are one of my private clients, okay? And you really learned how to do this properly. You learned how to do the scans properly. You learned the checklist. You know exactly what to look for and you know exactly what to do, right? And you're trading only 1 to 2 hours per day. Maybe you were looking at the 15-minute charts. Maybe you weren't. Maybe just looking at the daily charts. But you were trading, say, $2,000 per trade, right? We're not talking about you trading at $10,000, $2,000. Just say you're only trading $2,000 per trade. Let's have a look at this at just a few trades that happened in the last few weeks. All right. Now remember this example here. Remember this example here. This example here. What? This example ran down, and this actually ran up to about 150% return. Right. So if you're trading $2,000 on this trade, 3 days later, this actually made 100% return. So you could have potentially made on this one, or actually no, you would have made $2,000 in this trade. Now, how long did you spend trading? Half an hour, maybe an hour, right? Once you know exactly what to do, right? So you're trading 2,000 and you made $2,000 there. Fantastic, you beauty, right? Now, example number 2, right? This happened just recently as well too. As of doing this training for you, this happened just recently, right? What do we have here? A beautiful bar, a breakdown bar. Remember this example here? A breakdown example, pullback with small bars, moving average, and a bar that stands out, right? There we go there. And look what happened. The market ran up to almost 100%. This is, again, just another trade here that's happened over the last few weeks. There's another $2,000 profit there. Notice how there's not dozens and dozens and dozens of trade every single day. There's just high quality trades. Why? I want you to focus on high quality. And the reason why is because, excuse me, because I want you to be able to have the confidence to start to put on more and more money per trade, right? While still having good risk management. Make sense? Now, let's look at this example here, right? Let's just say you were trading the smaller time frame charts. This one here, if you did have $2,000 in this trade and you ran it all the way up to $7, guess what? Almost $7. That's a $14,000 there. But you know what? Screw that. Let's just say, for example, that you only got out at $3, right? You didn't make it all the way to $7. It went from 1 to 3. You said, that's it for me. I'm done. That's a $6,000 profit. And it happened in about 20 minutes, maybe even half an hour. A $6,000 profit there. So the first trade there made you $2,000. Now remember, this is all trading the last couple of hours of the stock market, right? The first trade was 2,000. The second trade was almost 2,000. And the third trade here that happened over the last couple of weeks was 6,000. If you didn't even again, forget capture and all. That's a $10,000 profit there, trading from as low as, from a $2,000 there. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm telling you this is because by using the power of options, and if you have the discipline and patience to wait for these setups, you don't need too many good trades throughout the month for you to do really well. Can you see what I'm saying here? It's all about the quality of trades, not the quantity. I don't want you trading a lot. I only want you really trading a few times per month. What I mean by that is maybe 3 or 4 times a month if you want, if that's what the system there. Now the system sometimes is very quiet per month and the next month might be busy, right? So you get different things there. But I'm all about teaching the highest quality trades, right? Because I'm talking about here just putting on, say, $2,000. Imagine if you can start to really ramp it up to $5,000 per trade. You start to come to all that because you're sticking to it. Can you see what I'm saying there? Can you see yourself doing this? Can you see how that it is? Can you see yourself building yourself up, say, even a $10,000 trade, right? Now that may be far-fetched from you, but you can build and build and build and build to that point there. What I'm trying to share with you is just as low as $2,000 per trade, and you being disciplined with the system and knowing exactly what to look for, you too can do well. Now, where do people go wrong with this? Where do people go wrong? They go wrong because they're not disciplined and patient and waiting for the system. If you really, really, really want to do this, then you must be consistent, disciplined, and patient.